I had a great one to talk about in banter last night that I thought about, and then I forgot.
Welcome to GCP Bytes, episode number 43 for Friday, the 19th of June, 2026. GCP Bytes is a podcast where we discuss Google Cloud and tech. And I'm your host, Stephen Bancroft. On today's show, get an update on all my builds, and it's infuriating. Is I/O coding really affordable? SpaceX makes a deal with Google, and Anthropic says, actually, there's nothing to see here. Find out more in the AI wars. But before we get to any of that, I'd like to introduce the co-host of the show, Dave Wall. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing okay, mate.
Yes, doing okay.
I've had a bit of a week, but I'm doing all right now.
And our very own GDE, Ian Brown. How are you, Ian?
Oh, I'm fantastic, mate.
Good. Getting all ready for that trip to Sydney?
I am indeed. A trip to Sydney and followed closely later on, in about a month later, via a trip to China.
Yeah, and if you're going to go and look at the Cloud Summit talks and try to find Ian's talks, you won't find his name.
Nope.
What was it? We worked it out yesterday, Ian. What are we looking at? With David, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
So it's the expert track for AI.
Expert track for AI, and you need to click on the expert. There's a build tab you've got to click on, and then go down. It's in the afternoon. It's like 2:00.
Yeah, they used to call them like developer zones, and you'd go into the different developer zones. They call them builder zone now.
Yep.
And you've got a foundational level, you've got an intermediate level, and an expert level. And I'm assisting with the expert level.
Yep. So. Yeah, if you're looking for that, then no, it's buried in there.
Yep.
But yes, as I hinted to in the intro, I've got some updates on some of my builds, my half-assed projects.
Lay it on us, vibe boy.
Oh boy! So the auxiliary plug-in kit to test the Commodore 64, the peripheral kit, it plugs into all the ports, right? And then the cartridge can read the status of all the ports of everything. I got that and plugged it in, and it ran, and everything except for the SID chip, which I didn't know was faulty, everything passed, and it said the SID's bad, but everything else passed. Great, okay. So I ran it a couple of times. Didn't really give me anything extra. All right, well, that was kind of a waste. Like, why did I, like that's not really giving me any more information. So I'm mucking around with the 64 a little bit more. And I had a head cleaner there. Now, I'd previously cleaned the heads. But I ran it again and again and again and again, and I changed the power supply to a really old power supply. And it read a file.
Came up?
It read a file, and it loaded a program. After I
so just the Commodore 64 power supply?
The original Commodore 64 power supply, I had one from they say don't use them, but this is a C64C one, sort of the second generation of them, and it loaded a file. And I went, you're kidding me. It was like dirty heads or like the power supply. So I mucked around with it a little bit more, and it still wasn't really reliable. Between the two drives, I could kind of get something loading. After I played around with everything. Righto, okay. I'll take it all to the house now, and I'll set it up in the house. And I thought, at least it might be the discs, the 40-year-old discs. If I could get some games going, that'll be fine. Took it to the house, loaded up something. I had the joystick in. I was playing the game.
Nice.
The sound wasn't working. So, the SID must be. I got 3 SIDs, and I swapped them all, and I determined they're all dead. So, righto, what's going on? All right, so then I'm playing a game, and then I reset it, and then the screen had some funny characters on it. I went, that's probably the PLA. I know the one that's in there is a bit iffy. I've got an aftermarket one. I'll swap it back in. Went to turn it on, didn't power on. No picture. You're kidding me. And then pretty much there's been no picture since.
Oh.
So the old power supply has overvoltaged and blown it?
I went in amongst all of that, I went back to the new power supply, and at the time I was on the new power supply.
Right.
Now I did manage to get the dead test cartridge, the original Commodore one. At one point, I plugged it back in, and it came up. So I know the video generation's working and the CPU's working. It did run on that dead test cartridge at one point, and it passed. So I don't know why it's not powering without the dead test cartridge in it. Could be the PLA, could be the high memory registers, don't know. But yeah, it was a gut punch. It's like I'm playing the game and now it just doesn't work.
You flew too close to the sun, mate.
Flew too close to the sun. I know. You know, I looked at it, I got up, I shut the door, I walked away. It's like it's all still in the room, you know, because I brought everything up to the house now and it's like I was going to sit down and play some games. Nah, can't. So I've got to take it all back down to the shed where my crow and my multimeter and everything is. And just go through the testing again, try and work out. There's probably a line that's like not pulling low or something. It's not kicking the kernel or some weird thing going on with it. But at least I verified that, you know, the main chips work, the board itself works. I know all that works. Yeah, just now a matter of finding this fine little thing.
Amazing. Jeez. Well, you know, it's the peril of trying to recover 40-year-old tech, right?
I know. So there's that project, and then the other project I'm working on now. We do these things because they're fun. I was thinking about this. We do these things because they're fun, right? Now, if I had to have my choice between trying to salvage 40-year-old electronics or build my own operating system with AI, I can tell you what, building your own operating system with AI is way more fun.
Yeah. You get a lot more of the, the aha moments. And
yeah. So I've now got it to the point where it has a full preemptive kernel, multitasking system with full preemptive multitasking kernel, and it can load 68,000 binaries transparently, and it has a full Amiga DOS implementation with all the hooks and calls and everything needed, and all the binaries. It can run Amiga scripts at this point.
But
no, it's great. There's no buts.
Oh,
there's no buts. There's no buts. It just works. Like, it's great. I was trying to implement what's called the handler system, where it can load. You can do mounts and load like foreign file systems and stuff like that. And that's what I was just trying to do last night. And it's implemented it, but when I do it, it locks up. And that's the beauty of it. You just say, oh, I ran this and it's locked up, and it goes away and then thinks about it a little bit more, makes a few code changes. Oh, I fixed it. It's great. Okay.
Yes. Now you've got Active Directory implemission, right? Like, I need to be able to sign in with my domain creds.
Yeah, it's honestly, I want that feature. Off we go. Like, you can literally work like that. So yeah, that's my plan. Like, I've always wanted like the Amiga OS with like, you know, be able to run some GNU tools properly and a full GNU suite and have all the sort of the open sourceness available to it. And the two just never quite gelled together properly, but that's definitely one of the goals of what I'm trying to achieve here. So that's been a bit of fun. You guys, any projects going on?
Oh, plenty. So I spent last night doing a whole heap. So yesterday we had huge issues here with, you know, people using our internet, the 62 million people that live in our house, using our internet and consuming all the bandwidth. And, you know, my son comes home mid-afternoon and turns the PlayStation on, and all of a sudden my gigabit internet has disappeared off the face of the earth because he's wired in.
Download updates constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. He was pulling down 800 megasecond at one stage there to do a game update. And I just, yeah. So my Citrix session just disappeared off the face of the earth. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And jump onto the Unifi controller and like, right, PlayStation, block. Right, I'm done. I need to do some segmentation here. And so
quality of service him.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
But I put all those gaming systems onto their own network.
Right.
That's rate limited.
Yeah.
So I gave them 100 megasecond because I was being generous.
That's nice.
I should have given them 1 megasecond. That would have discouraged game playing in my house. so all the media devices, so TVs, gaming systems, and all that, are all on their own network. All the servers in my house, so all the things that run all the automations and stuff like that in my house, are all on their own network, their own IoT network.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you got to make that a guest network as well, so they don't see each other.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so that's all done. They're all isolated, and then there's an office network. So the office network has absolute priority on the network, and everybody else suffers when we're online.
Yep.
Right.
So one thing to be aware of with the rate limiting is, depending on where you've got that implemented, that can cause a lot of retransmits. So while it will reduce your internet consumption, it will increase your airtime consumption. So that's it's just something as a general thing to be aware of, because they'll see like, oh, my packets didn't get through, I will resend them, and I think that's where you have to do rate limiting I think it's at the APs.
Yeah.
Whereas if you kill it at the router, then the airtime one will suffer.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the media device network is both a network and a Wi-Fi SID. So it's done there. It's done on both, actually, because reasons. Because some things are plugged into the network and some things are on Wi-Fi. So it's like, well, I'll do it in both.
Yep.
And be done with it. And the IoT one, it's just a segregated network. It's rate limited to a megasecond because it's IoT devices. They're sending tiny little packets. No one cares. The server stuff is all dedicated. It's basically the same network as our office is on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a look at that the flexible bidirectional fiber thing that I linked to you a little while back?
No, I didn't. I was like, I really do need to get one of these and have a play with it, but
so I saw these are really cool. I saw some people link them on the Unifi subreddit where they've had where they needed to get a fixed connection across their house, and either they're renting or it's just a very awkward designed house like your own, where it's, you don't really have like a single wall that you can run cables up. It's either way, it's a big job.
Yeah.
And so what they do is there's these this really flexible bidirectional fiber. So it's a single clear fiber that's very thin, but it's really bend resistant. And what you can do is you can run it like along your skirting boards, up and around the doors and you don't see it. It's super tiny. And then that's a way you go, okay, use a bidirectional SFP, at both ends.
Yep.
And you can you can do it on a single fiber. They're really clean. And it does let you kind of like still run it down the hallway, but no one will ever see it.
Paint over it too, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we've got, so in the office that we're in here, which used to be Matthew's bedroom, this is actually the first socket in the house. So the little box that Telstra used to put on the wall of your house.
The Madison box?
Madison box, yeah. Most people don't know what it's called. So I just call it a little box that Telstra puts on the side of the house. Yeah, so it's just downstairs on the outside wall. And so the first socket comes up and it's just behind me on the wall. And I was like, well, I can just replace that Cat 3 cable that's in there. It's a 3-pair cable. I can just replace that with a Cat 5 or a Cat 6. I'll just use it to draw through because we've got fibre to the premise now. So that socket's all disconnected.
Doesn't do anything,
yeah. And run it that way. So I might actually do that sometime this weekend since we're not going away anymore. And see what we can do.
I think that would improve things a lot, like for that office area, like just getting you guys on a fixed connection.
Yep. Yeah, well, it's just so hard in this house. There's so many people on our network, and so many people who sit there during the middle of the day and watch. Like they'll put the soccer on the streaming service, and you'll have two TVs doing exactly the same thing instead of two people sitting in one room watching one TV.
Yeah.
And they'll all want to do it at 4K.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why would I have gigabit internet without 4K?
No, exactly. Yeah, I have the gigabits. I'm going to use all of the gigabits.
All the gigabits, damn it.
But I'm not paying for the gigabits.
No, of course.
Yeah, so the only other thing that I've got on is I'm doing the Gen 2 of the OpenTrickler design. So it's got AI built into the firmware. So it does tuning with AI. So it essentially it starts throwing powder, and it sees how much powder gets thrown in a set amount of time, and it uses AI to sort of adjust the controller itself so that it gives you a far more accurate throw.
Now we've added AI. Nice.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So that's happening, and a new design for the actual layout, so all the cables aren't all over the place. Makes it all nice and clean.
Very good.
Very nice. And what about you, Banky? You've been researching? Or?
should we do the rants now, or do we want to have a little rant section?
Right. Let's do one more cheers.
More cheers before the rants.
Yeah. I got one. Right. So a little tech adventure. So actually, this has been a bit of a weird one for me. I've had a medical issue this week, so I've been a little bit indisposed, and but I had booked in for Monday. A month ago, I booked in for the security guys to finally come into like my factory here and get my security system up and running. I had grand plans of doing this myself in November of last year. I bought all the hardware. It's been sitting in a box. I'm like, this is a job that has to be done, right? But it was obviously not, right? So I'm like, okay, there's some guys around the corner from me, like in the same factory development, moved in. They're a security company. Like, perfect. A little shout out to Top Tech. And so they came in, but I had them booked in. Meanwhile, I'm in hospital. And the guy who had Phil, who runs the place, me and him had come in. He'd walked through. We'd talked about all of the install. He was also unable to be in that day. So it was a little weird having to like organize getting it done kind of remotely, like talking through like my offsider and his offsider and but it's all coming through. I did have to go and grey market import Unifi Pro Entry G6. So these are like Ubiquiti's new. It's like a combination kind of intercom, doorbell, access gateway, and protect camera. It's a big unit.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah,
it's almost the size of your forearm.
Yeah.
And
right.
but they're not available here just yet unless you use like Tech Geeks, who they grey import them. So that's what I had to do because I kind of needed it sooner. But now that's in. So I've got my Ubiquiti doorbell. I've got an electronic strike, so the door's electronic. The security guys, so they've put in it's like a Bosch 6000, commercial alarm system. So that's all gone in, but they've been able to wire in my Unifi access hub. So the thing that actually takes the signal from the door, and they've wired that into the alarm panel.
Nice.
So it can send the signal to unlock the door, and the alarm panel can sort of feed that through to unlock the electronic strike. But I can also control it via the alarm panel. I can have like two systems.
Nice.
To get the door control, which is pretty cool. But then I walked in here this morning and then I set the alarm off. And it was so loud because like the scream of I was at the panel. I'm like, okay, I put my pin in. And I go, okay, and it says, "Welcome, Dave." I'm like, oh, good. I didn't know because I wasn't here when they finished with the install. I didn't realize there's like one other button. You have to press all off to turn all the alarms off. So I'd logged into the alarm while everything was all still armed, and then the screamer directly above my head. I'm like disorientated.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, yep. Okay, all fixed. Good.
I put the alarm in at the jail at our rifle club. And I accidentally set it off when I opened up the cover. I forgot that there's a tamper switch inside it, and there's 3 screamers right in front of your face. And I can tell you now, there is no amount of determination that can make your hands do what you need them to do when there's 3 screamers smashing your ears.
It's really, because I've been used to, knowing like the residential alarm systems, the box on the side of the house and hearing that. But having like the screamer literally just in front of your face going off, it's very disorientating.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
But no, I'm really glad to have all that in now. So that's really cool. So Ubiquiti does have more alarm products finally coming out, which will be interesting to see how that goes sort of down the track. But for now, I'm just happy to have the Bosch stuff in play. That's really cool.
Yeah, the Bosch stuff's really good.
Ubiquiti's going to have smoke alarms and everything coming through. So it'll be a while before those all get validated.
Yes, I saw the email the other day from Unifi or Ubiquiti saying that they've got the new smoke alarms come out. So I'm really keen to see them because we need new smoke alarms here, and if I can make them Unifi ones, then great.
Yeah, I think the issue was at the moment they're wireless only, whereas most new builds, you really have to have a wired-in backup on them as well. So
no, it's a standard now. You must have dual feed. It's got to be battery and power backed.
Yeah, so we'll see where that comes. I think it's maturing, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be really nice to have all that in one stack. It's great from a business perspective. I'm loving being able to have access to like literally the access system, the cameras, Protect, all the networking stuff. I mean, while I was in the hospital, I was talking to the security guy through my doorbell about getting all the access stuff working. He was running into an issue on the network. I was able to go into my phone, change some VLAN settings on the network to get him online with so cool.
Now you just need an automation that goes between your Unifi access and your alarm system that says when you've pin punched in on the outside and it unlocks all the doors, it automatically turns the alarm off.
Actually, so I spoke to him about that. Very easy to do that. He said, just make the decision. He said, some people like to have the 2-step, but it's a really quick programming thing to just say on a successful entry request, disarm the alarm. It's like a binary yes, no.
Okay, there you go.
So no, it's pretty cool.
All right. Well,
I like it.
Hey?
I like it.
Oh, that sounds good. But
you know what we hate?
I do have a rant. This week. Now, I've been looking at a couple of cert renewals. Now, I've got the cloud.
Is this where are we about to hit renewal season for you?
Well, September would be my PCA. Would come up for renewal, and then and then early next year, all the renewals start to kick off again for me. So, my PCA renewal is coming up September. So, what they currently have in Skills, Google Skills, you have a couple of renewal paths for partners and Googlers, and what you do is they give you a list of challenge labs. And you do 2 of the challenge labs, and then they will give you an extension of 12 months on your current certification.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if your certification is going to expire this year. So there's 4 that are currently available. I think there's 2 data ones, the Cloud Leader, which is a 3-year basic cert, which mine expires this year, and the Professional Cloud Architect, which mine expires this year as well. Now, I went ahead and I did the Cloud Leader one, no problem. Did a couple of challenge labs, and as far as I can tell, I should be able to research for that. I should get the research for that. Now, Professional Cloud Architect, on the other hand, bit of a different story. I went in, of the 8 that they present you to do, 2 of them worked. Now, I'd already done one. I don't know when I'd done one. It was at some point, some previous time, it was checked off. And I was able to do another one. And at that point in time, that was it. That was it. There was 8, and I'd done one now and one at some point. So I did not know if I was going to qualify for this recertification or not. Because as far as I could tell, you had to do them inside a certain time frame, right? So I've sent off a message to a bit of a rant to the support, which you can't find the support email. I just happen to know it from a previous issue. Not heard back from that at this point. But I did get another email saying one of the courses that wasn't working, I'd checked the box to tell me if it's available. And I got an email saying, oh, this course is now available. Great. Went in, did it. Fantastic. But we still have 5 of the 8, for various reasons, labs just don't work. 2 of them require credits to put in. Another one I went through, got all the way to the end, and for love nor money, I could not get the last step to work. And I am not the only one. There's multiple commenters on there saying that the last step just doesn't work. One of the labs to do, it's the backup tool. What's that? The backup tool. You guys have set it up before, and you've set it up.
Yeah,
before.
Actifio Go.
Actifio Go, yeah. The control panel for Actifio Go just doesn't load. You just get a white screen.
Yep.
In that
that's a fairly common problem with that. There's a whole heap of application cache that it does, and it doesn't clear it properly when you close out of the page or something. Basically, you've got to open it in a new incognito window and it starts working.
Started and restarted the lab 3, 4, 5 times, and it just doesn't work. It just you just end up with a white page. So here we are, like trying to get these PCAs across the line, and multiple people having multiple problems with it. So if you're trying to do that, then don't expect smooth sailing. That's my point, I guess. You just got to get on it and bug them, raise support cases, and try to get them to sort it out, because they want us to do these things, and those labs, the auto check in those labs, it's always a problem. They need to do something to sort it out and just make it work properly. I don't know what it is, but there needs to be a better way.
Yep.
I'm always running into problems with it. Slash and rant.
Yep. And Dave, you've got one. It starts with WTF, so it's got to be a good one.
Well, Melon Husk is now the richest person ever.
Yeah, what the fuck, trillionaires?
Yeah.
This is just some bullshit.
Isn't it?
And the fact that he became a trillionaire and then 4 days later became a 2 trillionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Money begets money.
This is the most insane thing, because 5% of SpaceX stock is being sold on the market. Right? It's 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That is, it is insane.
Yep.
Right? And considering most of the valuation comes from XAI, that was, this whole thing that we ranted about 8 months back about when, Twitter was rolled up into XAI, and then XAI was rolled up into SpaceX.
For this very purpose.
For this reason, right? He's bin packing the company, right? And then they put 5% on the market, selling 30% to retail investors, right, to kick off the whole meme stockification of it. You've got 20% more of the stock gonna hit the market in, I think, July. Because this, like at the moment, it's all still in lockup.
Right.
So there's a few check marks that are coming off where like a lot of it's going to become available on the market where people are going to be able to sell, right? Like all the early investors are going to be able to, may actually get some of their cash back out. But it's just an insane thing. Like SpaceX is a good company, right? Like SpaceX Core, like SpaceX with Starlink and all the things is a good company. All the other stuff that's been shoved in there to try and pump the valuation is just insane and ridiculously overvalued.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the market cap for it grew above Amazon and spiked above Microsoft.
Yeah.
For a company that lost $9 billion last year. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell doesn't make sense?
Apparently, it's a new way of doing business. You lose $9 billion, you get $2 trillion.
Apparently, right? So
you just print money.
Don't think we have it in here. So we also 2 or 4 weeks ago, we talked about this big deal between SpaceX and Cursor. Remember Cursor?
Yeah,
the vibe coding, sweetheart app. But now there's
still around. I get hit
exactly, because there's like a dozen other apps that do what Cursor does.
Yeah.
So they had a deal where they were going to be working with SpaceX a bunch, and then SpaceX was given an option to acquire them for $60 billion. SpaceX is now going to take that option, right? An all-stock transaction. Right, so you just shove cursor is now
And
crammed
bundle that
into
in there with that. Yeah. Yep.
to a company that has objectively the worst AI on the market.
Remember when Musk bought Twitter? That was about 60 billion, wasn't it? And that was a big deal.
40.
42, 42,
yeah.
44, something like that.
Yeah, and then
And he tried to back out of it because he reckoned it wasn't worth it. And then
It's
and they
chump
went,
change now.
nope.
Chump
You're-
change.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a certainty that he will acquire Tesla through a stock transaction from SpaceX. Right, and I think he will want that fully back under his control because he doesn't have like as much as he has capture of the board at Tesla. He doesn't actually have all of the voting rights in and of himself,
Right.
but at SpaceX he has over 80%.
Yep.
Right, so he owns I think like 30% of the stock, but voting stock he has like 80% of. Right, so he has the absolute majority. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just. You can call me a raging communist, right? But I hate the idea where effectively he's a king, right? He has the power of a nation state.
Yeah.
And
more money than several nation states, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. He has the power of like a reasonably armed nation state.
Yeah.
With ICBM delivery systems.
Yeah. That he's built.
Yeah.
And this is like Alien, Wayland Yutani kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
We have the megacorps, and this is a bad situation.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. It is a mega cool. I've mentioned this before on the show. I just recently watched the Fifth Element, right? The workers are writing, we need to fire 500,000, fire 1 million.
Emmanuel Zorg.
Zorg, that's the one.
Is
Zorg.
absolutely his inspiration, right?
Yeah.
He looks at Cyberpunk 2077 and he goes, "Oh yeah, I really like those Arasaka goons."
Yep.
Because in the cyberpunk world, right, like in that whole dystopian thing, I mean, there's at least a handful of people who are having a good time, right? He just intends to be one of those handful of people, right?
Yeah.
I was watching a video the other day on Mega Builds on how much money it costs to build a B-2 Spirit bomber. Like it's $2 billion to build one of these machines.
Yeah.
Think of how many you could build with $2 trillion. You'd have your own air force.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so good times. Good times, guys.
Yep. Tyrell Corp's another one that comes to mind as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, let's get on with the community news. All right, Ian, take it away.
Right, on the opposite end of super rich people, we have the communities. Righto, so
there's a decent amount of pretty decently rich people in the community too.
There is too. There is. All right, so starting off in Brisbane, GDG Brisbane's monthly meetup is on June 22nd, so only a few days away. It'll be held at the Precinct at 315 Brunswick Street in the Valley on July 22nd at 5:30 p.m. It's already got 41 people RSVP'd. Jump along and see some good talks. Next one up is from Sydney. It's from agents to APIs. It's actually held at Google's office in Sydney in Darling Harbour, in Pyrmont on Darling Island Road, July 10th at 5:30 p.m. Nice. All right, moving further south into the communist state of Victoria. I couldn't help myself.
I like it. It's fine.
Speaking of evil,
yeah. 4 more years.
Yeah. GDG Melbourne's June 26th meetup is being held at the Metal Group head office in Flinders Street in Melbourne on June 24th at 6 p.m. Righto, we're heading north this time, northwest into Darwin. And Darwin's Build with AI event is happening on July 9th at the Oaks Darwin Ellen Hotel in Darwin City. 6 p.m. and get along to that one.
And that's presented by Anu, who was a Mandalorian previously, but yeah, gets around.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm bunking with him on our trip to China later on, and I think he will be at Google Summit as well because he's a Sydney sider.
Yep.
And last but not least is Perth. So all the way over there in the west, Perth's Build with AI event is July 31st. It's a fair way away, but put it in your books. It's at the Mia Yalagonga building in Spring Street in Perth, 7 p.m.
Very nice.
Well,
And
7 p.m. my time.
Oh, presented by Anu as well. He's getting around. Yeah.
He's getting around.
And we've also got, I know we've got Cloud Summit next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But we've also got
the
the
mental
after
event.
party.
Yeah, the Mantle event. Yeah. If you're not registered for that, you really should be. There's a Mantle are putting on an event in collaboration with Wiz. Yeah. So we'll have to throw a link in for that, Banky.
Yeah, and I don't know how that's going to work.
I think we're all going to be there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm there, you're there.
Yep.
We Mantle also has their end of financial year get together as well on that night. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Well,
We'll be kicking on the kick
Yeah, I know.
the after party. It's going to get messy.
we have the choice in Sydney. We have the choice of go-karts or unlimited arcade games. So
What about unlimited go-karts?
yeah.
I tell you, last time I drove those go-karts, oh boy, it was a piece of work. It really took it out of me.
Yeah. It's really taxing.
It is. It is. Yeah, especially when you do about 50 laps and you get to the point where you're not using the brake, you're just going in full tilt.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot out of you.
So I know a few people that are already registered for that. Obviously, Dave and I are registered for it, for that Mantle event. I know Lydia, ex-Mandalorian, will be there. There's going to be a few.
All right. Well, with the community news done, go and check those events out. They all sound fantastic. Let's get on with the news items. And our first news item this week is a people move, and it's the Beebs. Troy Beebs has made the news. This article, I think, was posted just as our show came out last fortnight. But Troy Beebe, an article on ARN, Troy Beebe has moved to Kablamo. Kablamo boosts Google Cloud prowess with dual appointment. And of course, we know Troy. He's been on the show before. He was the CTO for Kasna and then at Mantle, and he's moved on. You can check out his LinkedIn. He's moved into NTT, and now he's with Kablamo. So Troy's, as its inaugural head of Google Cloud, Beebe will lead Kablamo's Google Cloud practice, architect at scale Google Cloud Platform's GCP solutions, as well as develop the consultancy's relationship with the hyperscaler. And I could think of no one better to do it.
No, great appointment.
Yeah.
Very good idea, Kablamo.
Yep.
I can't even believe I'm saying Kablamo.
And if you go to their website,
it sounds like a Roadrunner thing, doesn't it?
It's written in the Batman font, like the 1950s cartoon Batman font. Kablamo.
Zap! Fizz!
I've got to have a look now.
It
is too.
He's going to be working alongside Cushing. Meanwhile, Cushing joins the consultancy as its GCP partner manager following a career break. This came after an 8-month stint with Advertising Council Australia, which followed roles at Salesforce, Campaign Monitor, and Rackspace, among other companies. So, she'd be well connected as well.
Nice. Kablamo getting all the talent.
Let's see what I don't know if they've done any tech hires yet, but let's see who makes an appearance there, eh?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, they might be looking to rapidly scale their GCP consultancy.
I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't leave someone like Troy sitting idle.
No, not at all. He'll be straight onto it. He's Mr. Action Man.
Well, he suits the Kablamo name then.
He is Action Man.
I love the font that they've used. It's fantastic.
Isn't it good?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on with a couple of finance items. Well, one finance item, really. OpenAI may be spending more than $1,000 for every $100 you spend. Now, this is a problem that we've discussed over the last few weeks, and this is quite a deep article, and I have to admit I didn't go into it, I didn't go into all the ins and outs, but there is a TLDR on it. Basically, it boils down to if you use $100 a month Claude Max plan, for example, and you would use it weekly limit by going full agentic coding, so almost no human in the loop, you would use an amount of tokens that would cost you more than $1,000 at API pricing.
Yep.
So this is the honeymoon period, right?
And this article it gets super deep on like how the costs accrue and all that. So like it's really, really good. I must shout out to the author of this one. It's fantastic. But it's got a lot to do with the way that tokens are utilized based on the query. So like there's two kind of tasks that people use LLMs for, and the article says this. There's one is the fault tolerant one. It's not extremely important that the results are accurate. Like it can make some crap up and off you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's relative to the cheap clothes. They're not very good, but it's cheap.
So that'd be your free your small models, free and open source models. Yeah.
Yeah, small stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's the areas where the accuracy of the output is imperative, right? So these are the queries that chew tokens constantly. They're the thinking models that need all of that information. They need to validate that information. They need to vet it against other sources and all that sort of stuff. And it needs to be correct. This is where you start actually just chewing through tokens.
Right.
And we've seen it on our vibe coding. I hate that term. It's
a thing.
There's no vibe about it. It's literally you're giving something to an AI to do. But yeah, so we've seen it in our own coding with AI in that you'll sit there and the model will just churn. And it'll churn and churn and churn and churn and churn, and you might go through 1 million tokens in one request.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I've noticed as well in my development of my operating system, which has been fantastic for learning how to actually use these models, Kimi 2.5 is free at the moment, so it's doing a lot of the work for me. And it'll just do that. It'll just sit there and churn and churn and churn and churn. I had one prompt there going for like 4 hours the other day, and it never actually got to a conclusion.
Yeah.
And I thought, screw this. I stopped it, put it back to adaptive mode so that it could decide which was the best model to use, hit the go button again, and it solved it within 10 minutes.
So this is the difference. And he talks about this in the article about, you can put Claude into like a fast mode or a thinking mode or a medium mode, right? And he talks about that if he puts it on more of the fast side of things, then he doesn't get the quality. If he puts it more on the thinking side of things, he starts chewing tokens. And
it never finishes sometimes.
It never finishes sometimes. Yeah. If he puts it on the medium setting, it's better for what he's doing.
Right.
And that's obviously anecdotal to the project that he's working on, but yeah, there's I've found that a lot of times in that sometimes that model just isn't very good at what you're trying to ask it to do.
Yeah, so I've kind of landed on this kind of midway between things, like a sort of a hybrid approach, right? So in Windsurf, you can set it to either ask or plan mode. Mm-hmm. Right now, when I do that, you use a big model. You can use a big model to do that, or you can put it in adaptive mode and have it develop the plan for the thing that you want to do. It might be a massive architectural change in your operating system or something like that, right? It develops a plan, and you can spawn in the agent view. You can spawn another Devon instance with that context from that original plan.
Yep.
Right. And at that point, you say, all right, go and execute this plan, but you use a model that uses less tokens to do that. Right. So all the heavy lifting and the thinking's been already sort of done. Right. It's like now go off and do this with a cheaper model.
Yeah.
It seems to be like a nice sort of middle road. Right.
Yeah. Use frontier models for thinking, planning, orchestration, and then grunt models for everything else. And I think that's where it's going to come down to, like a lot of, we've talked about like these like like not Tranium, but those cards that are like the ASICs that have models and things built in. I think that's probably where it's going to come down to. Like we might have a lot of, commodity model stuff that we run locally, and we use expensive cloud models to actually chop up the work for them and then give it to these little things to actually go and execute.
Right, execute locally.
So
yeah.
JK and I were having this very conversation yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, I can't remember now, where we were talking about like how do we both code with AI, and he does exactly that. He uses Claude Code to do the plan and then shares that context across to Devon and gets Devon to do the actual implementation based on that plan.
Yes.
And he said it works an absolute treat. Yes, he spends an inordinate amount of money on subscriptions, but he's getting the output and he's getting paid for it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, while we're here, I thought we might talk about another approach that's just come about, and I haven't got a link in the show notes. I just kind of discovered this like last night. OpenRouter have launched a thing called Fusion. And what you can do with Fusion is you can combine models, right? Just look up OpenRouter Fusion, and you can pick which models. Now, the default setup is Claude Opus, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini Pro, and you can send a single prompt, and between the three, they kind of like answer the prompt, and then it's arbitrated which is the best, and it gives you the best answer.
Yep.
Between the three of them, right? It kind of combines the two. Now, apparently, using this combination, you can get gooder results as Fable. Now, we'll get on to Fable later in the show, but...
gooder results?
As gooder results, better than zero, right?
More gooder results.
More gooder.
As gooder result as Fable, right?
Yeah.
Using this method, this fusion method. So
yeah, nice.
This might be the way to go. So check that out as well.
Nice.
But yes, that's not helping you save tokens, right? So all you're going to do is burn tokens with that one. While we're in the honeymoon period, the 10x honeymoon period, why not? Why not? All right. Well, with that little discussion out of the way, look, I think it's going to be a recurring theme. Costs of tokens, price of AI. There's a bit of jiggery pokery going on at the moment. That's going to be an ongoing discussion. Let's get on with some industry news. Telstra directs automation at triaging a 5G misconfiguration. Now, I did not understand what the hell this was all about.
I do. Yeah. Oh, well, sort of. So I've never worked on the 5G stuff at all, but so your radio towers have got what they call slice IDs, right? It's how it directs traffic to a virtual segment of the mobile network to handle requests and all that sort of stuff. So it's essentially when you transit between nodes within the mobile network, this slice ID assists all of that. And what Telstra have found is that they've got a whole heap of misconfigurations within their radio network for these slice IDs, right? And currently, the process is that someone logs into that tower, into that cell, they have a look at the configuration, they identify that the slice ID is misconfigured, they grab the config, they update it, they send it to the team that's responsible for patching via email, and that team puts it into their maintenance window to go and update that tower's, that mobile node's slice configuration, right? So apparently this happens between 300 and 400 tickets a month.
Wow.
So you can imagine how much work that is because a dude's got to sit there and do that.
What's the side effect of this slice ID being incorrect?
So what Telstra says here is the misconfigurations can disrupt customer experience as devices move across nodes or base stations.
Drop calls, in other words.
Yep, drop calls, drop packets, traffic doesn't get where it needs to go. So the automation that they're trying to do is they're using Ansible's automation platform. Yes, I got that right. Good. Ansible automation platform to detect the misconfiguration and triggers an Ansible rulebook that simulates exactly what the support person would have done to gather the information and send it over to the RAN team, which is the guys who actually implement it.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes out the dude who's actually got to do the, like, I've got to grab this config, I've got to have a look at it, figure out what's wrong with the config, and then send that change over to this team to implement.
Right. Do they do any Claude -P in there?
I doubt it.
No, they're not using AI at all to do this. No.
No,
It's
this
all Ansible.
This is all Ansible, yeah.
It's interesting. There's a note that they said that when they first got this Ansible automation platform, that their initial goals were sort of too lofty. They were like trying to be too advanced with it, and that was very hard. But what they found was better was to just be like, actually, let's step back. What's like a little bit of day-to-day stuff that we currently do? Can we automate? And that's great, right? That's a good thing of like what they've demonstrated here is, okay, they get about 300 to 400 of these tickets a month. Each one takes about 10 minutes time.
Yep.
That's like a whole day's worth of work each month.
Yeah. And so what they've done, what they've got it down to now is, and the quote in the article is, what resulted is zero-touch automation. So within a minute, you've now got essentially sorted out that issue as opposed to potentially someone in your team having to address it, alert, logging it, et cetera, et cetera. So it's gone from 10 minutes to 1 minute.
So their on-call guys are still getting alerted on it, apparently.
Yep.
But it's already fixed by the time that they pick the phone up.
It's the start of good automation, as far as I can see.
Yep.
So yeah, well done, Telstra.
Good automation story. Yep. We like Ansible. I run Ansible here to build out all my containers. It's very good.
Yep. Love it.
And if you want to speed up your automation, you might want to use NVMe over TCP.
That's a pretty good segue. I like it. Yeah, look, I was, so we all know I'm on the Red Hat developer community, and every week I get a newsletter from them. And sometimes I actually read the newsletter, sometimes I don't. This one actually caught my eye. So iSCSI, we've been using this technology for decades. What feels like decades, it might not be, but it probably is. We've all been using SCSI, like we all remember what a U320 connector looks like. That's how old we are.
Got to terminate the endpoints.
Oh, yes. Don't forget your terminator on the end of the chain. Otherwise, it all falls apart. And don't forget to select the correct ID. Don't have duplicate IDs. So look, this article is all about iSCSI versus NVMe over TCP. So NVMe over TCP is the new cool kid on the block. Allows you to do storage over TCP, much the same as iSCSI does. So what they did in this test, they have 7 PowerEdge R760 servers. So 3 control plane nodes, 3 worker nodes, and 1 Bastion. Each server has 128 Xeon Gold threads, so 64 threads per socket, 512 gig of RAM, and 2 Mellanox Connect X6 100 gig adapters. And what they're going to do is use 25 gig networking for each link. They're using a Dell PowerStore 9200 all-flash array, and they're using RHEL 9.4 for the host. So what they did, they divvied up that thing into 3 1 terabyte LUNs for iSCSI and another 3 1 terabyte LUNs for NVMe over TCP. And the reason why they chose that PowerStore is because it natively supports both protocols. And
they want an even playing field for both.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, even playing field. They've enabled jumbo frames, 25 gig end-to-end networking, so they're good. It's a solid little system. Let's go with that. So what they did was start with 1 node. So they're running a vert clone workload in kubeburner. So it's a 1 VM configuration, reversed to 1 VM being deployed on each of the 3 worker nodes. So they tested with a single VM for both storage classes and progressively scaled to 2, 5, 10, 20, 50 nodes, VMs per node, and then timed the completion time of their test, right? So to write out a certain amount of data or to read a certain amount of data. And you can see in the graph that is in this that NVMe over TCP is about half the time to complete that iSCSI is.
Mm-hmm.
I think at 20 VMs per node, NVMe over TCP achieved 113.73% improvement in cloning. Raw disk I/O shows much the same thing. The raw disk I/O for NVMe over TCP is absolutely mind-boggling, like 326% on a 4K block, 121% on an 8K block. Incidentally, it does a little bit worse on a 1 meg block. So they're
smaller packets. Yeah, so it's the random reads where it shines, right?
Oh yeah.
And you would imagine that, right? Because that's the way NVMe are storing things, right? It's not doesn't have to be nicely and nice and sequential and organized like it does on a spinner disk, right?
And you and I were talking about this the other day. It's the different technologies. iSCSI was written for a SCSI spinning platter where it has to wait. It has to get the head in the right spot on the right track, then wait for that disk location to come around, and then start writing it. Whereas
and it's in series. It's all serial.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
NVMe is massively parallelogram.
Yeah. Say that quickly 10 times.
No, I can't. I can even say it one time slowly.
Look, and the same sort of performance you see from application level. So database stress testing, they tested MariaDB, Postgres. You see the same sort of stats there. So yeah, if you've got the ability to do it, NVMe over TCP is the winner. It is superior architectural standard for 95% of modern distributed virtualized workloads is what the article quotes. So yeah, loved it. It's a good article to read, actually.
I wonder if Synology supporting it?
Don't know.
I mean, it's been around for a fair while. It's not exactly a new standard.
No. NVMe isn't exactly new, so NVMe over TCP is like the natural progression. It's like iSCSI over SCSI.
Right. Yeah. Let me go in here into my Synology management interface.
I could just Google it.
Just Google it. But storage manager. I'm only seeing iSCSI, but yeah. Okay. Well, if you've got the ability to turn that on, then do so. It's clearly scales, right? So the more nodes you're getting there, like it clears, it scales, it ramps up much more quickly. Whereas iSCSI tends to sort of flatline. Alrighty then. Speaking of SpaceX and the absorbent amount of money floating around at the moment, Google signs $920 million monthly compute deal with SpaceX. Company's projected annual data center revenue to exceed its combined proceeds from Starlink, launch services, and AI in 2025. This is obnoxious.
It is.
SpaceX just announced that it's closed a multi-year deal to provide compute capacity to Google.
Yeah, so the amount that they're not selling to Anthropic, they've got slicing off some for Google as well. So.
Yeah. Is this how it's going to work now? Hyperscalers are buying capacity off SpaceX?
Basically, I think they did so much to lock down GPU supply. And no one wants to use Grok, so might as well sell it to somebody who's got a good use for it.
The only people who use Grok are the ones in Twitter. X, I think it's called. Yeah.
Yep. I did take a quote here. This was surprising me, especially as Colossus 1 is one of the company's most hyped assets, which Elon Musk launched in just 19 days. It turns out that launching it at such speed meant that it has a mix of H100, H200, and GB200s, which is resulting in ineffectiveness in training AI LLMs, as the faster GB200s end up waiting for the older, slower GPUs before it can complete each computational step.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they're running this problem because they've got this mix of technologies, it just bottlenecks it and slows the whole thing down. That's probably part of the reason why Grok and Colossus hasn't sort of taken off to the level we expected, right?
Mm. It's an awful lot of money, though.
The deal's worth more than $70 billion in total. Will lift SpaceX as it targets a $1.75 trillion IPO on June 12th, which we all know about now. I don't think we have a specific article on the IPO, but it does make Musk the richest man ever. Richer than some countries, as we discussed.
Yeah. Apparently, though, adjusted for inflation, Rockefeller was about at the same mark.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Rockefeller and Standard Oil, it's just the money supply has increased like 1,000 times since then.
Mm.
So he was effectively a billionaire in the early 1900s.
Mm.
So yeah, it's kind of he's Rockefeller too.
That level
Yeah,
of
right.
equivalent. Yeah, you're right. All based on tech.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we're going to see some more of that. Microsoft will buy some. Apple will probably buy some. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Yep. But let's talk about open knowledge format. We'll get into what this is, but I saw this and I just went, Do we need this? And you can see there I've written YAF, yet another format. Okay, and tell us all about it first, then I'll give you my rant.
All right. So the open knowledge format is about how you can share the way of getting data between models. So currently we've got a fragmented context landscape. And it's one of the things that this article talks about. Every agent builder is solving the same context assembly problem from scratch every single time. Every catalog vendor is reinventing the same data models, and the knowledge itself is locked behind whatever surface you've used to create it, right?
Mm.
This is
all like your Claude MD files and
that's
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah. So this is a way of sharing that data between all the different models that you're using so that every model doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, as the term we use, every single time it does it.
But are they really doing that? Like Claude MD, if you look at those MD files, they're just flat text files.
That's right. They are.
Nothing special about them.
No, not at all. But this is a way of, so it's a way of setting, like, here's the data sets, here's the information about the orders DB, or so the example that they've got here. Here's the tables directory and the information about the orders and the customers inside of those tables, so that the LLM doesn't have to go and chew input tokens in order to get that data. So it's already got it.
So
it's
it acts
context.
as an index.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. If it's an index, I can understand the value behind it. But just to format data that you've already got, I mean, isn't the idea of a model to an LLM to take data from disparate sources and then be able to ingest it? Why do I need to have it in a nice organized format?
Well,
I think it's more for like the repeatable stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like things I want in the context all the time.
Yeah. So remember that every time you give a model a query, right, you give it a prompt to do something, it's got to go away and get that context, right? So you're getting it to code some stuff. It's got to go and read your code files, and that's chewing input tokens, right? Because it's all input context.
Right.
So this is a way that you can give it that context.
If you can put it in memory.
Into state, so that all of them get to see it. They read all that state and they go, right, okay, I understand how this works. It's all there. They don't have to read it. They don't have to process it. And you can change to different models constantly, and each different model doesn't have to go and do that same task over and over again.
Okay, I think I'm understanding it now. If you're changing models, yeah, okay, I'll get it. Maybe if you're changing claw agents as well, you know, that would be good. You're changing your LLM agent, yeah, okay. I suppose in the case of a large code base, you could build out these OKFs as like shortcuts to things. That's kind of a,
Yeah, and I think you'd have a lot of your architectural decisions and things would be in there, right? Like you're not going to have the entire code base in there 'cause the code base in and of itself is an artifact to be read.
Yep.
But, definitely like, hey, this is kind of like the overarching goals. These are some decisions that have been made and, to-dos and things like that.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, it's still early days with all this, right? So, we're going to get new formats, new standards. We'll see what ends up being the established.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what Google's trying to do here is just make life easier for the developers and let them spend less money on tokens because one of the big complaints that Google is seeing at the moment is why does it cost so damn much to do this?
Yeah. Because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah. Because remember, you get charged for input tokens and output tokens.
Yeah.
So
and that's where like caching comes into it as well, right? Like when you first kick off like your first chat for the day, everything has to get written in and goes into cache. Now, if you keep working with it, mostly you're okay because you're kind of sitting in cache, so it doesn't have to feed as much input in. But if you go away for the night, you come back tomorrow, or
it expires.
It expires, right? So it has to all get reloaded again.
Yep. Whereas if you've got this OKF structure already sitting on the disk, ready to go,
and your agent looks at it and goes, "Oh,
this is where I was."
Yeah.
Plus, it's human readable too, I guess. So that kind of helps. Yeah.
And editable. So if you go like, oh, no, you've written the wrong thing. If I said, I like all my colors to be purple and you've written blue, I can just change it.
Yeah.
All right. I get it now. I get it.
We have made him understand. He is enlightened in the ways of the AI.
But it's
He's
really
writing that in his Bancroft.md file.
That's it. Yet another format. Okay. Yep. Android disconnect. Now I threw this in here, Ian, because I know you've been having troubles with your Bluetooth connecting to your Patrol. But yes, I had noticed this in it was happening in my BYD. You're going along, happy, joy, listening to a song, and suddenly it stops. And I don't know why it stopped, but I guess Android Auto is disconnected and it stopped the song, and you just go back in and you hit Spotify start and off it goes again. So this has been a problem on Google for a little bit. There's been a fix released on Google Play services that might solve the problem, they're saying. Monday the 8th of June it went out.
Yep.
So, if you've been having problems with Android Auto, then that would explain it.
I definitely find as useful as it is having like the wireless Android Auto in the car, I still almost always have my phone plugged in, which works better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't chew the battery as much either.
Well, it doesn't chew. It charges.
Yeah.
It doesn't chew it at all.
Yeah. Well,
you'd need an induction charger like my BYD's got.
I've got one.
Yeah, but see, mine has that, but I'd rather just use the USB cable as well. And then that way it's charging and the signal's better. Because I notice that I get the dropout tends to be if I've still got like my phone in my pocket.
Right.
So like there's still, your body mass in the way of the Bluetooth signal.
Right. See, I've always got my phone because I'm unlocking the car with the phone anyway, and then it just goes straight onto the charger. So I've never had that problem.
Yeah, gotcha.
I've got an iPhone now. I don't have the problem. I fixed the problem by getting rid of my Pixel.
First world problems, eh?
Yep.
And then finally, a bit of security news, bypassing the auth. Now, you guys are both Unifi heads. What's the dealio with this?
Yeah, so this is a combination of 3 different CVEs, right? So they can be used together in a specific way to achieve unauthenticated remote code execution as root, which is a bit nasty. Mm-hmm. So the first stage of it leverages the Authentication Gateway Bypass CVEs. So that's 2026-34908 and 2026-34909. which is an Nginx authentication header, evaluates the raw percent encoded request URI to determine if a route is exempt from authentication. Right, so that's the like %2f decodes as a slash type thing. And then once you pass the gateway, the attacker then triggers a command injection flaw in the package update service, which is CVE 2026-34910. The service accepts user-supplied package names and then passes them through format sprintf into a command execution string via shell-c, which is like the fundamental do not do in software. Don't ever pipe an input straight to a command shell. It's stupid. Like, even if you do assume that the user is authenticated, don't do it. It's dumb. But yeah, so that's how it works. The mitigation for it, it is already mitigated. Update your Unifi OS server to 5.0.8. I checked mine this morning. Mine's on 5.1.14. Or the hardware equivalent fixed version. Most cloud gateways require 5.1.12. The UNAS line requires 5.1.10, and the Dream Machine Beast requires 5.1.11, and Unifi Express requires 4.0.14. So all of those are affected. Nasty.
So update Unifi gear. I'm sure there's plenty of listeners that do use Unifi. All right. Well, with security news done, let's get on with the AI wars. AI wars.
AI wars.
AI wars.
And of course, we've got one big AI wars story this week, and that is all the hubbub that's going on at Anthropic. Yes, you can have it. No, you can't. They've given us and they taketh away.
Yep. Those 3 days where I had Fable were really nice, except where I gave it one prompt and I consumed 30% of my 5 hour window. One prompt.
Yep. I'd installed the update for Devon IDE, and it had it there. It was Fable. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll have to give that a look. Because it went away, I did a couple of things. Came back the next day, or a couple of days later, and it was still installed, and I could click the button. I could still see Fable there, but there was a restart, and I restarted it, and it was gone.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Fable. No, it's not.
So, what's the backstory on this? Who's got the best information at the moment?
Oh, look, there's a bit of a path to go on here to get to the point. So, obviously, Anthropic releases Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5, right? Huge model. They've got safeguards around it so that in areas like cybersecurity where it could be misused, they redirect to Opus. So you don't actually get Fable's output, you get Opus's output. Right. So they're deliberately thwarting people using it to perform cyber attacks and stuff. It's expensive, or it was expensive when it came out. So Fable 5 and Mythos 5 are $10 per million input tokens and $50 per million output tokens. It's
50. That's, I nearly fell off my chair when I read that.
Yeah. She's hefty. But it outperforms pretty well every other model on this list. So they've compared Claude Mythos 5, Fable 5 with the Mythos preview with Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5 and Gemini 3.1 Pro. And it outperforms every single one of them on every single category, with the exception of computer use, OS World Verified, where it scores 0.4% below Mythos Preview, and multidisciplinary reading with tools, where it scores 0.2% below Mythos Preview. It beats every other model in every other category.
Statistical noise at this
and
point.
Cost.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It beats it by making it more expensive.
Yeah. Right, so that happened. It got released. People were cheering and the gods were pleased. And the first impressions of it were like, this is mint.
Yeah,
So
makes everything else look dumb.
Yeah, it literally does. So
I really love the output that it came was so much more concise than Opus 4.8. Like Opus 4.8 will give you paragraphs of things. This was like, yep, it's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So truncate everything. It's like caveman style, but not caveman style. So there is a big write-up here. Simon Willison's blog does a big write-up he did on June the 9th on his initial impressions of Fable 5. The summary of that TLDR, it's good, like mint good, right? Then Amazon CEO, old matey Andy Jassy, has a bit of a cry to the US government because, you know, there's some security risks here. It could be jailbroken, right? There's a method for jailbreaking Fable 5 and make it into its more powerful alter ego Mythos 5. Right, so the government decides that is not good. They are displeased with this, and we need to remove access from every non-American nation in the world, which they did. So that was when it disappeared for you.
But Anthropic said we can't guarantee that non-US citizens will have access, so we'll have to just chop it for everybody.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
So the access ban applies to both inside and outside the US and applies to non-American Anthropic employees as well. So even
the people building it.
Yep, don't get access to it. A company saying it must abruptly disable its flagship large language models for all customers to ensure compliance with the no export rule that the US put on it.
And the thing is, turns out there was no jailbreak. Right. The actual thing was literally they just said they pointed it at some code and said, "Hey, can you fix this?" And it fixed it.
Yep. Yeah.
Isn't that what you do with LLMs though?
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem is.
No, exactly. Yeah. Somebody didn't get his bribe. Look, I can't help feel there's a little bit of, you know, retribution going on here with the US government and Anthropic.
Well, see, and I don't understand why Andy Jassy was involved in this because Amazon have invested a stupendous amount of money into Anthropic, like $13 billion since 2023. And the GeekWire article that we've got here says with plans to put in as much as $20 billion more. So it's not chump change. They haven't just sort of like, oh, yeah, we'll give you a couple of grand every month. This is like the billions with a B, lots of them. So I don't understand why they would be like, hey, you need to pull this model because it can be used for nasty things because it'll only hurt them.
So have we hit some sort of wall here? What happens when Google releases a model that's this capable?
Well, that's the thing. In 6 months' time, you will have, right? You will have Google and OpenAI will have models that beat this model because it's just the way everything is going.
The way it works,
Right. In a year's time, we'll be like, oh, geez, Fable is so shit.
Yeah, that's right. The GeekWire article actually is interesting. Its final paragraph. In the latest twist in a contentious relationship between Anthropic and the Trump administration. Earlier this year, the Pentagon designated the company's model as a supply chain risk.
Yep.
We remember this. To that. Yeah. It's got to come back to it. And they clash whether they could use the model for mass domestic surveillance and in lethal autonomous weapons, which, look, I agree with Anthropic. No, you can't. It's bad. Don't do it.
Anthropic's got to find a way around. Maybe they should move base. Maybe they should move to Europe or, Australia.
Yep.
I think it's public knowledge now. Mantle Group's a partner with Anthropic. I think it's been announced on our website.
It has.
Yeah, so, we I don't know what's come of it at this point, but, it's good to know.
Nice. Do you get access to Project Glasswing?
Well, I certainly don't.
Oh, boo.
I can't help feeling it goes back to maybe Bezos has had a little chat to Trump there and, whingies.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's the only article we've got for the AI Wars this week. And, that's really a war that's happening internally there. that'll be it for this fortnight's episode. And don't forget, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. Go to Apple Podcasts, write a review. That'll really help the show out. You can go to YouTube, start the discussion there, and smash that like button. You can contact the show. Contact at gcvbytes.com.au. Find us on the web, www.gcvbytes.com.au. And today's sponsors are Hive Tech Solutions, Technofish Consulting, and Mantle Group. All right, guys. Well, it's been another fun episode. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys up in Sydney next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully we might see some of our listeners as well.
Yeah,
we may do. Yeah, we don't have shirts or anything, so you just have to try and find us.
Look at our handsome mugs.
I'll probably be wearing a Google Cloud Summit shirt because I got to go and pick one up on Thursday or on Wednesday actually.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about it from us. You can catch us next fortnight. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Looks like those clowns in Congress have done it again. What a bunch of clowns.
What a bunch of...
How does he keep up with the news like that?